Big man. Some interesting matches on today's slate. Obviously, we covered the matches yesterday. I want to start off with Italy versus Poland. Obviously, they're the biggest matchup we're going to be talking about. Italy 1.75, draw 3.5, and Poland 6. Italy will be keen on their home turf. Obviously, they're one of the biggest upsets really in the World Cup. The fact that they failed to qualify, they will be wanting to make their mark on this. Poland, however, finished top of their qualification group. Ahead of Denmark there. Italy 1.75. Do you think that's a price we should take given their current form?
Yeah, I actually really like this one. This is one of my favorite bets of the day, and I will say I like these matches a lot more than the ones we discussed yesterday. I'm a little bit more familiar with a lot of these teams: Albania, Kosovo, Montenegro. Kind of more in my wheelhouse. Italy. I like Italy here. You look at kind of the renewed optimism for Italy. I mean, they don't make the World Cup, kind of embarrassed. I think we can all agree they were one of the biggest embarrassments of the qualifiers. They bring in Mancini. Now, Natalie, if you know anything about this, playing music in training, Flash will tell you, it doesn't happen anywhere. But this is something that he's supposedly put in music into the training. It's kind of given them a more of a relaxed atmosphere, a lot more optimistic. Everyone's a lot more happy and chipper. I know it's kind of lame to talk about, but I feel like little things like that really kind of grow a team and kind of get them to kind of buy in. And I think Mancini's doing a nice job. I think coming into this tournament, I think they have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. This is a good side. I mean, you have plenty of goal scorers up front. Ciro Immobile, Insigne, Bernardeschi, Balotelli. Balotelli, definitely a guy that generally does pretty well in these stages. Still pretty good defense. I mean, you look at even some of the defenders that they just called up, Desilio, Darmian, Spazzarola, all those kind of guys. They're all very good defenders. I think they're a better side than Poland. Poland was embarrassing in the World Cup. Defensively, they're a mess. And they had trouble scoring goals in that tournament.
Yeah.
I think Italy is a chip on their shoulder. I really like them in this match.
Yeah. Italy does have something to prove. Poland, bottom of their group there. I think, though, I know you like Italy. I think it's going to be an unders game. You were talking about goal scorers. Do you think this is going to be a high-scoring game?
I would say it's more high-scoring than low. I kind of have it pegged at like 3-1.
No.
I think Poland are poor. Defensively, I think at any rate going forward, they still have guys that are good goal scorers. We all know Lewandowski, but I think Italy, you see the new Italy kind of, you look at the league, you look at Juventus, you look at Lazio, Rome, all these different sides. They're very good going forward. There's a lot of good players going forward, good midfields as well. I think we see more goals than none.
Okay, interesting stuff. So big man predicting an Italy win with goals. Flash. What are you on? Obviously, a key matchup on Friday. What do you like?
Love Italy. I really do. And I thought that it was the old adage of close the door once the horse bolted, because I thought they were probably one of the best teams in their group for the last few games. And it was only the way they started their group that cost them for getting to the World Cup.
Yeah.
I thought that Poland, you come to an era with certain individuals and certain squads, and I think that's what we saw with Poland at the World Cup. I think it was just one step too far. With Poland, they normally score goals. They're normally defensively sound. I thought that they were a mishmash in the World Cup. I like Italy. I think that you could go Italy -1. Wow. If Italy get on a roll, then they could actually go and do the job in quite convincing style. So I would want to be with Italy, and you could go with -1 as well.
Wow. Well, Giorgio Migalaggio says I would take Italy -1.5, but Marco Polo, which I seem to be in agreement with him, under 2.5 goals at 1.55 and draw at halftime, priced at 2. Obviously, not very much value to play the unders there, but I was thinking draw at halftime, priced at 2. And also highest scoring half being the second at 2.1. I do like that Italy win as well. I think those Italians have something. Yes, big man.
Yeah, I'm quite lost as to why people like the over. I don't think this is the same old Italy side. I mean, like we talked about, they're a lot better going forward. And Poland, even in qualifying and back into the World Cup, I mean, this team was dreadful defensively. I think Flash makes just a terrific point. I mean, some of these teams are starting to get to where the end is coming. Italy, maybe you saw that with some of their players, and maybe it's still coming, but you saw with the Netherlands as well. They're starting to get back up and have an uptick up. Poland needs, I think, kind of restart a little bit. That's a great point, but they've been having issues keeping goals out.
Yeah. Keeping goals out, but also scoring goals. And I just think it's going to be, I think we're going to see a lot of midfield action in this. And I think it's going to be a 1 or a 2-0 or something like that. That would be my prediction. And then in the second half being the highest scoring half. But listen.
No, I would be careful though. I would be careful with that second half, because obviously all these teams are going to end up playing 2 games over these national leagues and that. And if Italy get in front early on, I'm just going to make this up now, that they're 2-0 up at half time. They will be taking players off with 25 minutes to go. Yeah. So just to save them for the weekend, and then they'll pass it around. And we could see a lot of these games that they just do drift out to nothing, you know. Yeah. So I would be careful about having the second half as a higher score than the first.
All right, words of wisdom from Flash. But listen, I like the Italy win as well, 1.75. But I also like draw at half time as well.